All right,
like
so this
you
is
want that to happen.
this is my. It's close. This one, and I think it was either the NFC.
Let's be real.
West.
It's the best division in football.
Well, I don't know.
I know. I
I'm
feel
all
that
over
way.
the place to an extent because I have a lot of question marks in the NFC
Are
West.
you an NFC West guy? Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. I think the 49ers can do a lot and they can do a little.
I think the Seahawks being in that division single-handedly eliminates them from being the best division in football.
That's a fair assessment.
Anyways, moving on to the AFC.
That's AFC West. Last year you had Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos in that order. We'll start from the bottom.
Yep.
We'll start with the Broncos.
Yep.
Huge Russell Wilson trade where the Broncos gave up pretty much everything, including the clothes off their back.
Broncos Nation. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Broncos Nation.
That's right.
Can I be honest?
I love the guy on TikTok who like does like all like the different cadences.
Yeah,
like,
that's. I am getting sick of it though.
Broncos Nation, let's ride.
but I am getting sick of it. Realistic, like
it's horrible. But
I fucking hate it.
But like I honestly I can appreciate someone who leans 100% into their corny shtick. Like that's why I can appreciate LeBron now. Because like he's 100% leaned into it. Yeah, Russell Wilson has 100% leaned into it. Like I can appreciate that.
It sells.
It does. It's his personality. It's the way he is, and he is 100% authentically himself. So I can't hate it. I can't. That being said, they're not making the playoffs. So
I was gonna make a joke, but I'll save it. I'll be safe. I'll agree with you on that last part. Yes, I don't think they can even contend in their division, let alone their conference. I don't have them higher than like 5 or 6 wins.
Oh wow. Okay, I don't think it's that bad.
Nah, there's just no way you're competing with a Chargers team that got better, a Raiders team that got better, and Andy Reid and Patrick.
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. I just think 5 wins is crazy. But no,
again,
I don't.
It's the same thing we talked about with the Steelers.
Or the
you
Browns.
Have to play 6 games.
Someone's to. Someone's got to.
And I don't see them beating. I see like kind of like what we mentioned, 1 and 5. Was the Browns that you set it for?
Which is a fair point. It's just face value. It's just hard for me to envision a Russell Wilson led team winning 5 games. Like just on face value, like a healthy. Sorry, a healthy Russell Wilson team.
I don't know. I think just altitude change, location change. I think there's a lot more, and I just think that he is going to try to do too much. What is it?
Altitude change. Played in Seattle.
Fair. Denver's different though.
No, it definitely is different, especially where that stadium is. By the way, that stadium is high.
Yeah,
fair.
Mile High Stadium, quote unquote.
Well, yeah.
So
no, that can be interpreted. That can be interpreted 2 different ways. It is Denver.
So you're way higher on them than I am then.
No, I have them finishing last. I just don't. I just think 4 wins is a little low for Russell.
No, 5-6 wins.
Yeah, the thing is, again, at face value, I just find it hard to believe Russell Wilson's going to win 5-6 games, but someone has to in a division. Someone has to. So, like, if I'm picking them to be the last, they're probably going to. And that, like, again, it's just hard for me to envision that. But yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. So. Again, just from a talent standpoint, I think they have a little bit more to offer than some of these other teams.
Yeah.
Not some of these other teams in the division, but some of these other teams in the conference, which is still why I think they can muster up enough wins to be competitive.
Yeah. I think Javonte Williams and Melvin as a 1-2, pretty fucking good.
No, really,
and I'm not
really
huge on Melvin anymore. But as a backup,
still have a good receiving core as well. I love Cortland Sutton.
Yes.
Not Jerry Jeudy, but
you're not a Jeudy fan?
Oh no! I'm sorry. I get him and CeeDee Lamb mixed up all the time. No, they do have Jerry Jeudy. I thought they had CeeDee Lamb for a second. CeeDee Lamb's in Dallas. Yeah. All the Alabama receivers, Devontae Smith. I get them all mixed up all the time. I like Jerry Jeudy. Is he still in jail? Did that get cleared up? He got arrested in Vegas a couple weeks ago. I don't know if that.
Well, maybe it was. It's the NFL, so he's probably playing.
It might have been more than a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Actually, let me search that up really quickly because I feel like I should.
I will say the Randy Gregory deal gave me like weird Von Miller vibes in a where it was just like, what the fuck? Why? You know? I get it.
Oh, he's good. That was back in May. That was a while ago.
That was just a
DUI. Second degree criminal tampering with domestic violence enhancer.
Nice. So in typical NFL fashion, he'll be ready for week 1. You know who I'm really high on? Chargers.
Yes.
I think that they might be able to win that fucking division. I have that much faith in that organization right now. They got better. And they're better on paper.
I think on paper they are the most talented roster in the league. Probably.
I say too.
I think them, Buffalo, and the Rams are the three teams that I would say are in that conversation. Just not really any weaknesses. Strong offensive line. Rashawn Slater is an absolute stud at tackle.
Yep.
Great receivers, great quarterback, insane defense, upgraded the defense somehow.
I know.
Still have,
which is crazy.
Again, Justin Herbert on a rookie deal. That's the biggest potential benefactor that a team can have is a star quarterback on a rookie deal. That is the best possible asset any team in football can have, and they have it. So you got to take advantage of it. You got to spend other ways. You got to build a roster out around him so that when you do have to pay him, you can say, listen, we accomplished what we needed to when we had the chance. I
think Herbert,
that team is stacked. It is incredibly stacked, man.
I said this about Burrow. I think so. Overall thought in coming full circle, I think this is the year we see young quarterbacks really propel themselves into their place in the league.
Yeah.
Right. We have Brady at 45, probably leaving soon. Rodgers kind of, we already seen Roethlisberger, all Mannings, right? I think.
Hell, Matt Ryan.
He's coming.
Yeah,
he's coming.
Yeah,
but he's okay. Phillip Rivers left too. I think that Herbert can propel himself into a top 5 argument this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think most people probably have.
No, it's not a hot take.
I think most people have him top 7 probably right as we speak now. I don't think.
Yeah.
Who are you taking over him right now? Mahomes. You'll take
Allen, Rodgers, Brady. That's 4.
5th now, Liz? You taking
Burrow 5,
maybe?
Let's say
Burrow.
Russ at 6.
I'd rather Herbert over Russ.
Well, I'll just give you like
I'd take Herbert
7.
over Russ.
Yeah.
I think that Herbert, Russ, Burrow. I think slight inch below Lamar is kind of that tier.
Oh, I didn't even say Lamar. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I know. I think it's very, very, very fair, especially after last year, the injury. I think it's fair to say those guys are above, at least going into the season. Herbert's the one I always struggled with the most because he still hasn't made the playoffs 2 years. I know it's only been 2 years, but it's still it's a little bit difficult.
Weird endings of seasons.
Right. Very, very strange. I've rewatched that Patriots loss last year like 3 times. That is the fakest game I've ever watched in my life. I still don't understand what happened there.
Yeah.
Either that or the Patriots Ravens. I don't know if you remember the monsoon game in New England, the Ravens Patriot, where it was like a literal tornado and hurricane going on at the same time.
I don't recall.
Yeah, I think that was last year too. It was Patriots somehow came away with that one.
Was it last year that it was the Patriots Bill?
It was a primetime game too, if I'm not mistaken. In the playoffs,
it was a snow game where it was like, the Patriots won on running the ball like 100 times.
Yep, that was the Cowboy game. Remember they threw. Wasn't the Cowboy game? Mac Jones threw the ball like twice or 3 times all game.
It was the Cowboys though.
I thought it was the Cowboys. Anyways, I could be wrong.
Remember.
We might be getting our years mixed up. But anyways, yes. It is a weird one the way that their season ended. That being said, I have them finishing 2nd in this division. Fair. But they do have them making the playoffs.
I think it's it comes down to the division. Can you beat those teams more than half?
I'm more confident in picking 3 teams out of this division than any other division.
Well, you had a hot take saying that you had the AFC North teams.
I have the Steelers finishing with 9 wins, but I told you I don't know if 9 wins is going to be enough to make playoffs.
Yeah.
So
and all things considered, I think this division can be the closest in a sense.
Yep.
You can have it, your 11, 10, 9 win team. I guess you could say.
Right.
I guess if the Steelers get it comes down to more, than what's the playoff tiebreaker these days?
What do you mean the playoff tiebreaker?
When you have the same record, is it points?
It's head to head, and then it's conference record.
Okay.
So head to head first.
Word.
Then conference record. Cool. Yeah.
Was that confusing points for something else? NBA? No. MLB? I don't know. Maybe.
Oh no.
I don't know. Maybe I'm living in like 2010.
We don't really get tiebreakers often in other sports. We get it a lot more often in the NFL, though.
Well, yeah, because you only have
smaller game size. Yeah,
much smaller. I think they're moving it up to 18. It's gonna happen. Money.
They're in an 82 game season.
Off seasons are going in like 2 weeks instead of 2 months. Yeah. All right, I agree with you on that. I think the Chargers can win the division. I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I think experience is biggest thing.
Didn't you just have them? Didn't you just predict they're going to win the division?
No, I'm saying as a hot take. I could argue they have a chance.
I don't know if that's a hot take though. To be fair, I don't think that's a hot take.
Well, you also have the Raiders. Let's not forget the Raiders.
Yeah,
the Raiders. We got a lot better this offseason.
Yep, a lot better. Devontae Adams
expands the offense like crazy.
Love that offense. Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah.
super, super, super good. The
And Darren Waller.
contract situation with Darren Waller scares me a little bit, just a tiny, teeny bit. But
they also picked up Chandler Jones.
Picked up Chandler Jones as well. It's a very good team on both sides of the ball. We will see with Josh McDaniels how that's going to.
I was about to say this.
That's going to be year one. Wasn't the most successful stint his first time around as a head coach.
Yep, back when he 2009, 2011, I think it was with the Denver Broncos.
Yep. Goes back to New England, has been regarded as one of the best, if not the best, offensive coordinator. I think a lot of people kind of argue between him and Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Over the past couple of years, don't think he had a particularly good year last year, which is kind of why I was surprised that he got the head coaching job in Denver. But I think
all things considered on that offense.
I think it probably more so shows that it's over a body of work more so than what he did last season that got him that job.
It's also a lot of what to do with what's going on in the locker room as well.
Right.
Yeah, that's always huge in picking a head coach, which is why I know we'll get there. But the Giants ended up with Brian Daboll, and going that direction, complete overhaul of culture. But anyways,
Derek Carr. With Devontae Adams, I think that'll be a very, very good partnership. Didn't they play together in college? Yeah, they played in college. Yeah,
they're
friends.
Very close, which is why when everything happened, it was like, oh my God, Devontae to Las Vegas. It was like, if you understood the history there, you can understand that.
Yeah.
Plus the money. I am surprised though, because I do think, and you could argue with me if you want, but I do think Green Bay's chances to win a ring is higher than the Raiders. And I know it's about money at the end of the day, but that's
I would say yes, just purely because of how significantly weaker the NFC is, and I think the Packers have a better chance of getting the Super Bowl than the Raiders do. I think that's a fair point. I have them finishing third in the division.
And I think that there's just so many intangibles, but
I think they'll kind of be
it's set 3.
I think that final wild card spot is going to be between them, Pittsburgh, Miami. I think they're all kind of going to be fighting around that spot. So, I agree. And I have confidence in both the Chargers and Chiefs to kind of lock, who I'm sure we'll discuss now, to kind of lock their spots.
I have one question for you. How do you feel about Derek Carr right now?
Very big fan of Derek Carr.
Yeah,
like him a lot.
Okay.
Like him a lot. Very happy he got his money too this offseason. So
for sure.
Shout out to him.
He's my number one receiver.
He's getting underpaid quite a bit these past couple of years, so I'm glad he got his deal.
Yep.
And I gained a lot of respect for him just dragging that team after all the dysfunction last year with the head coach, with Henry Ruggs. Their ownership situation is not the most stable. Obviously, they just moved the franchise like 2 years ago. So I can imagine all of that, is a lot to deal with. And I think he's handled it like really, really, really well. He's just a
good dude though.
It's just nice to have a grown man playing the position, like a mature grown man, like someone who's just ignore the talent for a second. Like he gets it. He gets it. You know what I mean? Like
it's all about business.
Right.
Point blank period. He's a family guy. Everybody that talks about him. What?
It's such a radio thing. Oh, he's a family guy.
Yeah. Well, no, but genuinely, like for a guy, I mean, let's talk about, D-Hop and Julio, guys that are kind of like, I don't know, way more out there, I guess you could say, in a sense.
I think it's probably more of facet of the position they play as well.
I guess. It's very flashy, swag type of position in a sense. I just think he's just going to show up for games. He's going to put up fucking 150 yards, 3 touchdowns on your fucking face, and then go home and be like,
right.
Hey babe, what's up? Just like low key shit, like it's about business. But I'm huge on him, and he is my number one receiver.
Yeah. Receiver.
Devontae Adams?
Oh.
What are we talking about?
We talking about Devontae Adams all the time?
Did I just have a
you asked me about Derek Carr.
I did. Sorry.
You're good.
I read my next question was going to be about Devontae.
That's so funny. No, you're good. You're good. But I feel equally the same way about Devontae Adams. So
I am high on Derek Carr though, just to kind of rewind. I know I fucked up that conversation there. I am high on him. I think it's because we mentioned that him and Devontae were friends.
Right,
I think that's my brain went left turn there. I am big on Derek.
Yeah.
I think there's huge high hopes there. I don't think he's a top 7 quarterback, top 8 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But having the best receiver in the league helps.
I don't think that's a massive negative. I think
it's not.
Especially when you just look at the talent of quarterbacks in the league, I don't think that's really saying much.
Yeah. That's the Raiders.
Yeah.
I don't really have much else to say about them.
So you have them third as well in the division?
I have them third. Yeah. And if the Chargers decide they want to shit the bed in the last half of the season, I can see them finishing second. I do have them as a wild card team,
Yep.
at least.
Yep.
At least. Definitely going 500, probably
Right.
9-8. And arguably the best team in the AFC, Kansas City Chiefs.
In football, maybe.
I'm not ready to say that.
You've got the best quarterback in the sport, in my opinion. I think that anytime you've got the best quarterback in the sport, you are within a shot of being the best team.
My
just that face value,
and it goes into college football as well, with Georgia being ranked 3rd after winning the national championship. Whoever won the Super Bowl last year, that is number 1 until the season starts, and that's it. And
I guess I just think
that's just my take.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I understand why you think that way.
Yeah.
I just don't think it.
Who proved the most as of recent?
No, I get that. I just think it's really hard to go back to back in the NFL, which is why I just don't envision that. But
that's my own personal thing.
I get what you mean. Though.
You know what I'm saying? 8 months ago, they were lifting the Lombardi,
right?
And we can argue that they are not,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Like on paper, teams might look better, but at the end of the day, they finished the job. So I get why you think that.
Arguably didn't get worse,
right?
So to an extent,
they really didn't.
But you're right. You have the best quarterback in football, and
they lost Andrew Whitworth. They replaced Odell with Allen Robinson. I wouldn't say they got worse. The Rams. Sorry.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Yep.
Last 3 kill, which I think is going to really hurt them for the first 4 to 5 weeks.
You said Tyreek Hill's name really fast. Sound like you said Tirico. I thought Mike Tirico. I was like, wait, what? Like, anyway,
slow down. You're
good. Tyreek Hill. Yes,
I'm trying to just make sure we hit the AFC by an hour and a half.
Yes.
Because we're gonna be fucked if we can't breeze through the NFC. Hill leaves. Matthew leaves.
Yep.
Defensively.
Yep.
You have Juju come in. You have Scantling coming in from Green Bay. Valid options. Like I'm not upset with that.
No,
I'm happy with being able to pick up that at least.
I think people forgot how good Juju is. I agree. His quarterback situation is so bad these past 2 years. I think people really forgot what talent that kid is.
There's also a chip on his shoulder. He's getting a lot of hate. Like the TikTok bullshit.
The dancing on the logos, all that stuff. I honestly don't put really much stock into it.
Yeah. It's like it's the same thing with the Mahomes brother. Like
at the end of the day, are you performing on the field? Yes, cool. No.
And that's it.
No. That's all.
Considering you had Big Ben, about as old as Big Ben, the clock.
And he was hurt a lot of last year too. Whatever. He was hurt for a lot of last year.
Oh, you're talking about him. Sorry. Yeah.
So
defense got really young, which kind of scares me a little bit. I that's kind of been their struggle for the most part. Offense has always been fine.
Yep.
But the fact that you lost Matthew and you kind of used the draft to kind of rebuild it, but they've always had pass rushing issues. I'm just not.
Chris Jones back. Hopefully, you get a full healthy season out of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely one of the not their strongest unit on the field. That being said, I think that they've improved massively in other areas. Joe Thuney, getting him on the offensive line, another year with Orlando Brown at left tackle.
Yeah, the offensive line definitely improved.
I think that's going to be an aspect that improves for them too. So regression in some areas, I think positive regression in others. I think at the end of the day kind of evens out, and I still think they have the best quarterback coach tandem in football. So that's why they're my pick to win this division. Still my pick to win the conference, which I'm sure we'll do in a second.
They got worse on paper, but
that's fine.
Can't really argue for the most part. You lost arguably one of the best receivers in football, and that was a huge part of your offense.
I love Sky Moore, though. That being said, big Sky Moore fan. Big Sky Moore. I think he'll be very involved in this offense.
I think the brainiacs that they have, coaching-wise, just elevates them so much more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just think Mahomes is aging like fine wine. I think he's just better, and he's taking care of his body.
Well, he's getting to his prime now, obviously, so you would hope so. But yeah.
And that's crazy to even fucking say, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Like he's now crazy. Like he's gonna be like better. Like
all things considered.
One of the things I love the most about that team, though, is just the continuity between the staff. The fact that no one snapped up Eric Bieniemy from there is,
bro.
I don't know how.
What the? We talked about this like 7 months ago.
He has to be like the worst interview in football. Like he has to be, because it just doesn't make any sense.
What tests are they running him through?
I just don't understand it. Now that being said, I know he didn't have the best of years last year. I think a lot of that was circumstantial with what was going on.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put a lot of the blame onto just him, but still, I feel like he's proven time and time again. He was he was rumored for the USC job, obviously before Lincoln got that. But I've never really seen a credible NFL head coaching link with him. Not seen one.
Weird.
And it boggles my mind.
Super weird. You're right. He must be the worst interviewer.
He's got to be like the worst. Like, there's got to be something there. There's
Yeah.
got to be something. Like, I don't see it. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Plus, there's just something about Andy Reid at this point in his career that I have nothing but faith.
You're right.
If they're down 3 with like a minute left, I'm like, man, well, Chiefs probably come back and winning. Like, it's just one of those things. And I know that's funny to say because last year they lost by 3 to the Bengals and they kind of shit the bed there.
Yep.
But again, Cincinnati was just amazing last season in the postseason, at least.
I think that game too a lot went in their favor. I think for the Chiefs, I just like to bet on high end talent. It's kind of like the whole we do in the NBA with LeBron. There was like a 10-year stretch there where every year I would just kind of pick LeBron because I thought that he was bound to get to the finals.
You just can't bet against Brady.
And if you have LeBron in the finals, it's a 50-50 shot regardless of who's on his team.
Yeah.
I'm kind of entering that field now with Mahomes, where I feel like going forward, as long as the team looks somewhat competent, I think they're probably going to be my pick.
Yeah.
So
okay. All right. Top 7 in the AFC. I just a little bit. I think
I said all this funny to say. I actually think Baltimore have the best record in the conference this year, and I think a lot of that has to do with their schedule. If you look at their schedule, it's a very, very favorable schedule.
Yeah.
I think they're going to start 5-0, off rip, just because of the way that everything lines up for them. I think their hardest game is Miami, which week 2, but it's at home. That's their hardest game of their openings.
Split 7, Miami wins.
So. Honestly, if Greg Roman can't scheme against
if he doesn't get fired mid-season, if
he can't scheme against a simple blitz for the 3rd year in a row, and we don't get rid of him, there's I don't know what to say.
It just fucking it's abysmal. Sorry, I can't. Don't get me started.
But I
want my money back.
At the end of the day, a lot of people see the Lamar contract stuff as a negative. I think the complete opposite. Would you rather have Lamar, who just got $250 million guaranteed going into the season? Or would you rather have Lamar trying to get $250 million guaranteed going into the season?
It's all about perspective. From a business standpoint,
I just don't envision a world in which Lamar is not just going 130 miles an hour every single play, trying to both secure that contract. And I think the best way for him to secure that contract is just winning.
Ball, yeah.
I don't think it's any specific putting any sort of numbers up. I don't think it's specific completion percentage, number of touchdown throws, whatever. I think it's simply winning. I think Baltimore proved that if you can prove that you can win, they won a Super Bowl with Flacco, they will reward you with a big contract.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think if he's able to do the same exact thing, the same result's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're not my pick now, that being said. I just think they're going to have the best record in the conference for the regular season just because of their schedule. So,
question, you think the deal gets done during the season or after the season?
It definitely won't be during the season. If a deal gets done, it'll be within the next couple days.
Are you willing to?
I don't envision it happening.
What year is he? 4?
This is year 5 now.
5.
Yeah.
So he can walk after this year.
5th year option. Yeah. No, well, we can tag him twice. He can't walk, but yeah.
Oh, fuck the NFL, man. I hate this bullshit. All right, top 7. Give it to me.
Baltimore, I have them number 1 seed. I think Kansas City finish with an see, the thing is, I predicted this. I'm going to stick with it. Kansas City 2, Buffalo 3, Colts 4, just because obviously the division winners have to go in order. I think Buffalo and Kansas City can flip. Again, I just want to once again reiterate my confidence in Baltimore is because of the schedule. I want to emphasize that a lot here. I don't think they have a better team than Kansas City or Buffalo.
But you also probably have the best defense in the AFC.
Out of those teams, I think for sure they do. At least the best secondary without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Buffalo probably's got a better pass rush, but Baltimore just has a very young defensive line outside of Calais Campbell, so it's a little bit unproven. But yeah, shout out Calais. Hey, it's 36, man. Still going. Crazy. Still putting up numbers. Made a Pro Bowl not too long ago, so shout out that man.
Big dude, bro.
But yeah, so that's my top 4. Obviously, those are my division winners. We got into it. Cincy, I think Cincy and the Chargers are easily the 2 wildcard teams that I have the utmost confidence in making
it. Flip of a coin for 5 or 6.
That 7th seed, as I said again, I think is going to come down between Miami, the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think are going to be the 3 teams all fighting for that 7th seed.
All right, so give me your in stone. 5, 6, and 7.
In order?
Yeah.
Chargers, Bengals.
I know what mine is.
Yeah. I'm going to say Steelers.
Woo!
I'm gonna say Steelers.
That's definitely not what I was going to say. That's for fucking sure.
I'm going to say Steelers make it.
All right, so I have pretty much the same.
Yeah, I was second guessing it. You know,
it's hard to give the Ravens one
because the thing is, for me, I've changed my predictions on this so many times over the past couple of days, and so what I had set just now was the exact same, but I actually had the Dolphins originally over the Steelers. The more I think about it, I like both the Steelers and the Raiders more than I like the Dolphins. So I'm leaning towards the Steelers just because I have so much faith in Tomlin, but it's definitely between them and Vegas.
You're supposed to hate that team, right? Like you're supposed to. That's your rival.
I despise them, but I cannot do anything but have the utmost respect for Mike Tomlin because that man, every single year will pull 8-9 wins out of his ass, regardless of what's on that team. He will do it, and I'm not going to predict it changes this year. So
I hear you. I got Buffalo, Chiefs, Baltimore.
Yep.
All probably within a game. It's not really a ranking of I'm not shitting on Baltimore.
I don't think we get a single 15-win team this year.
I agree.
I think the conference is way too competitive to have one team
maybe
dominate.
One team at 14. I think that's
maybe. Yeah.
I think the rest would be 13 and 12 as your main division winners. Yeah. So Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore. The reason I have them at 3 instead of 1 is just because I think the offense is going to struggle.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a little bit of an identity issue at first, and then I think they'll settle in. I'll give it to the Colts.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought I wasn't sure.
I'll give it to the Colts.
I'm a Ryan guy. I was going to say you were low on, because you said you were low on the Titans. I was like, you're not going to pick any of the other team. So
I just don't. I think this is the year the Colts will finally figure it out.
It's really difficult because I don't particularly like any team in that division, so it's mostly just process of elimination.
Yeah, I just think the Colts give you the best opportunity to win a football game,
right? Defense
and offensively, and the offense got so much fucking better at one position.
Yeah,
fuck you, Carson Wentz. So that's my 4.
I forget you're a Giants fan, so I can imagine. Yeah, you don't have a lot of positive Wentz thoughts. So
yeah, he murked us the one fucking year twice. 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Bengals.
Yep.
At 5.
Okay.
6 Chargers.
I thought you were gonna go Raiders.
Not at 6.
No, at 7. At 7.
No, I'm not at 7. I'm not at 7 yet.
You said Bengals Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 5, 6.
That's 5, 6.
Yeah. So 7. So you have one more slot.
That's where I'm at. I'm at 7.
Yeah.
But it's Steelers are out of the fucking question. I just want to let you know.
Oh, that's fine. That's
not even a thought in my brain right now. Not even a fucking thought in my brain. It's literally a 50-50 toss-up.
Steeler fans, you watching this?
So here's the thing is that the Dolphins are in an easier conference.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, division.
Yeah.
Than the Raiders are.
Yep.
Which is why I'll go Dolphins.
That's why for me it's between Dolphins I'm sorry. I just don't. I think the Steelers and Raiders rosters more than the Dolphins. I know the Dolphins play in an easier division, but I just think that they have more talent. So
I just think the Dolphins play 4 games, 2 against the Jets and 2 against the Patriots, and I just think that's easier than arguing who the Raiders are going to end up playing 6 or 5 times. Yeah, 6 times.
That's fair.
So I'll go with that. I'll go with the Dolphins.
Fair. Yeah, very fair.
Let's move on to the NFC.
Oh, quickly, you didn't say. I already said that I predicted the Chiefs are going to win the conference in the playoffs. Who did you have? I'm intrigued.
Oh man, that's fucking hard. I'm scared of the Chiefs defense. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I know if you put up 50, I know Mahomes can put up 51. Or you give up 50 and you put up 50. I know that's how the game works, essentially, right? Buffalo.
Yeah. That's fair. I don't hate it.
But I know they have a lot of question marks around the coaching staff.
95% of people will pick one of those 2 teams. So I don't think
Buffalo.
I don't think you're
I think after last year, going out the way they went against KC in overtime, just like just a weird, I don't know, just a weird ending. I think that there's a little bit extra this year.
Yeah.